So in the last video, I taught you how to do a haunched face frame. I almost killed myself doing it with my haunch machine. This is a haunch. But now I'm going to show you how to do it by hand, a little cheater way, if you don't have the fancy machinery. Hey, I'm Jeff Devlin of Schoolhouse Woodworking. I'm a licensed contractor, woodworker. We named our company Schoolhouse Woodworking many, many years ago because the goal was to teach. Wow, that's nice. It's not always the perfect method, but it's a way that I've learned over the 30 years doing this that I believe sometimes simpler is better. So what we have to do is let in these pieces of wood, and that's basically just miter the bead and remove all of that material. To do that, you can make yourself a simple jig. You just take a piece of 1/4-inch plywood or a scrap or anything like that, the same material or the same thickness of material that you're using for your face frame, and you are going to just put it all together. You're going to line it up across the top, and you're going to line it up across the bottom. It doesn't necessarily matter so much. You want it relatively straight, but we can clean that up in a second. I'm going to use my nail gun. I'm going to put a tack here and a tack over here. I need two. They're only 3/4-inch tacks. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. Line it up across the top and the bottom. 1, and then 2. Voila. Now what you can see is I created this channel. In this channel, we can slide our piece in like so and make the cut. However, we don't have any reference just yet. So what we're going to do, go over to the miter saw and make a mitered cut on this jig. 45. So if you can see, I want to miter these edges. I can just put this over top of that, and I can line up my mitered edge right to where I want it, like so, and then I can clamp it. Voila. Today, I'm going to use my flush cut because I already have it set up. Voila, make quick work of it. And you can see the jig literally just helps me keep it straight. So that's all it is being able to cut straight. If you use a flush cut, it's quick. Just make sure you use a jig to make sure that your miter is perfect. Because if it's off, you'll see it in the finished product. Voila. Now you've got the 2 of those cut. So that's all ready to go to be let in. Now we are going to make the haunch for this. This is a little trickier and I enjoy doing it very much. So what I'll do is I'll lay the piece across like so. I'm looking for my combination square. I want to make sure that it's perfectly perpendicular to the piece. So I'm going to drop my speed square. I'll drop it on in front so you can see it. And then I just want to make sure that it's perfectly perpendicular. And move it away. Throw in pencils. And then I make my mark. I need to remove this area, and this is where this helps out. Right here, you can see that's the part of where the miter starts. So I can take my jig and put it over top of that. If I want to carry that all the way over, I can, but truth be told, I can normally fit it like that. And now I can clamp it. And now I can sight down this bead. So I can see, I only want to go to here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't want to go past that shoulder. Into this area where I'm marking, I don't want to go past that. So now I take my flush cut, I lay it flush on my material, and just push in. Voila. Now I go on the other side, I flip the jig around. Same thing. So for this one, it's a little different because I'm not that, I'd go this way. So I've got that there. Now, in a perfect world, your flush cut bit would drop in there, but it doesn't. I've done it where I've manipulated this and just cut it so you could slice right down it. So you're doing it by hand, but with machine. But in this case, you can also just take your chisel and come in and start removing material that way. It doesn't so much matter that that shoulder is, or that part of the wood is straight down. What matters is that it's perfect across that edge. So I'll just take my chisel, I'll clamp it down to the workpiece here, or to the table, and then I'll just start taking a little bit away. Now notice I'm not right up against that shoulder there, I'm a little bit further away, and normally it just pops right off. Voila. And you can see, now I can see a little better. I'm holding my chisel at a perfectly right angle, and I'm just starting to pop it and pare it down. Go. And voila, that let itself in. So you basically, you just were able to cut with a simple jig. This is scrap wood that allowed you to do it by hand. If you want to be a purist and use a hand saw or a pull saw to cut that by hand and chisel it all out, good on you. I think it's fun, and I think it's something you should know how to do. But making a simple jig like this and getting into the hand tools, using a sharp chisel, and then you can make this joint really, really simple and quickly. And the finished result is right here. A really high quality cabinet that you made.